Okay, quick video right now. This is the DEUCE. I did this as a collaboration. I got to kind of make an announcement, or it's kind of a warning. And I want to be absolutely 100% transparent and say that I saw this comment by a person named J.S. Miller, who I recall from way back when. And he said, a surprising thing to me is that, at least from what I can find, there are no YouTube videos describing that current situation dealing with fat frequency. I don't advocate telling people not to buy fat frequency products, but maybe to warn them about buying directly from fat frequency. Hi-Fi Guides and HeadFi are pretty small communities, and I expect more people are informed by YouTube than these online forums. You, sir, are quite correct. HeadFi and Hi-Fi Guides are the tip of an iceberg, and we all know that. There's not 6,000 people running around on HeadFi screaming, or on Hi-Fi Guides there's maybe 100 to 200. Most of those people are on YouTube or other platforms. So that's got my logo on it right there, and I benefit from this. I want to show something before I continue with this video. In case you don't know, before this collaboration came along, I really put a lot of effort and energy into introducing fat frequencies to my community. I have done no less than a dozen videos for the Maestro Mini, for the Scarlett Mini, for the Grand Maestro, and put it in multiple videos that are talking about the best bass sets, the top 10 period, including the Grand Maestro, which is in that list all the time. I've done a lot of things because I like the company, because everybody knows that it matches me. The library that I listen to and I talk about for years, you know that this kind of tuning from the Maestro series is something that's right down my alley. So it was very natural for me to kind of be drawn to them. The people at Fat Frequency are very nice people. I want to put that right up front. Anybody that's dealt with them directly knows that they are genuinely nice people. Perhaps the nicest people that I've come across in the hobby. I can't think of, being straight up with you off the top of my head, a nicer bunch of people than the people at Fat Frequency. They approached me with the idea of doing a collaboration a while back. I can't recall exactly when it was, and I declined it initially because I thought, these guys don't need me. Like, there's times when a collab makes sense and then there's not, and so I moved along. I'd like you to hold on for a second, because you got to understand the context before I say what I say. They came back to me again about 8 months ago, 9 or 10 months ago, and said, how about we do that? And I said, okay, it's got to be the cheapest you've ever released. It's got to be DDs only. And I wanted tuning, and we were specific, and we did 6 or 7 things. So this took a really long time, and they put a lot of effort, and they did what I wanted to be done. And it is the most affordable that they've released, and it's a collaboration. So all the things I requested came up fine. The problem is the logistics have been a complete disaster, and I can't really pin down exactly why. I and anybody else that does collabs, unless you're at the factory, and even if you were there, once the logistics of passing it off to whoever the company is that dispatches it to the company that's going to send it to your country, even if you were to be in that country, you'd have to follow up. I'd have to be a member, literally, of Fat Frequency to know everything that they know logistically. Otherwise, I'm out of the loop pretty much as you are. I don't know why people aren't getting it. If you ordered this from the Hangout, Critical, you're probably getting it faster than if you got from Fat Frequency. If you ordered this from Linsol, if you ordered this from Bloom Audio, if you ordered this from a number of other places, it's very likely you're getting this faster, because they took large orders, batch orders, and they sent the batch to the seller, like a Bloom Audio or something like that. And so they can just send it right out to you. What happened with Fat Frequency, I don't actually know. And when I do figure out exactly what took place and everything is settled, I will share that with the community for full transparency, because I can't do it today, which is the 2nd of November, excuse me. I don't know what's the problem. I do know that there's more attention being given to the logistics of this company than the items that they manufacture. And this goes back prior to the collaboration. To the Scarlett Mini, there were people that waited months. God, what's his name? He's a dentist. Sorry, bro, I can't remember your name. He's on Discord. He's a dentist. Bucky. Bucky waited like 5-6 months to get a Scarlett Mini. This has been a continuing problem. When the collaboration came along, one of the hesitations was, can they really handle the weight that comes with that? And there were things that were implied that made it seem like this would be okay, and it turns out that it's clearly not okay. So I want to say I'm sorry to everybody. I got this idea directly from that comment on Hi-Fi, or excuse me, Head-Fi. And you're thinking, why didn't you do that yourself? I wanted to have info exactly as to what and why, so I could do a video and say this, because I don't want to slam a company I just did a collaboration with because I don't feel good and because things didn't go well. I don't want to slam anybody. I like these people and I like this company. It's 100 days since this was released for pre-order, and people who were in the first 150 still haven't gotten it. 100 days later, I got to move now. This has to be up on YouTube, and you've got to know that ordering directly from them is really wild. And I can't, I'm going to take links down so that you're at least not directed to them. And when this all comes and I learn all of the stuff that's involved with this and what happened, and when they learn the failures of what's been going on, this is a process failure. I have autism, as you guys all know who've watched me for a long time. There's a way to do things, and then there's everything else. And something is extremely lacking, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know if there's enough transparency with the community. So I can't give you that transparency except to say, you really shouldn't order from them directly. If you go to another place that says it's in stock, like Music Tech, Linsol, just think about anybody that lists this. If it says it's in stock and you confirm it is, I would recommend you purchase from them, because I wreck the gear and I like the company, but there's something going wrong with their logistical process right now. And maybe the apology hasn't come out yet because they're still kind of working through what the exact issue is, but I got to move right now. I'm not going to do any edits or do anything to this video. I'm just going to upload it to YouTube. I'm just going to put it up. I might do a thumbnail that pulls people in because I want people to pay attention and get this. I'm sorry that took as long as it did. I really like these guys. I really like this company. I really wanted this to go good. It still can be somewhat rescued, but the least I can say is don't go directly to the company, which sounds crazy. Go to another seller. Confirm them having it. And please don't hold this against the company, which sounds ridiculous that I'm uploading this and I'm going to say that. Look at my history on my channel and type Fat Frequency in the search bar and look at how many videos I've done for the company. This was originally supposed to be $1 per set for me, and then it was switched to 1% and 99 for them. It's really not about money and profit for myself. I just wanted to have an association with them because it's the most make sense collab ever. And that's why it sold 8 to 10,000 right now. So I apologize for everything. There's no excuses. Some things I can't get control over, and I simply don't have the info to tell you and do an autopsy and tell you what happened. Like, it failed right here. It was here. It was okay, and then bang, it all fell apart right here. It looks like it's shipping, but that's kind of simple to say. What went wrong with shipping? What was the issue that caused all of this chaos for people who were not part of the 150 because they ordered later to actually get a case that was etched and engraved, and they feel like, I don't think I was in the 150. And then people who think they were and were told they were part of the 150 didn't get the case. I might be wrong here, but I think things like that took place. And then there's other things. You didn't get your cable. That's extremely unfortunate. And then there's also, one more thing. This set is just like the Scarlet Mini. Some people said the plastic's really not that great. It's the same as the Maestro Mini and the Scarlet. They've been using that, and it's part of the reason that the bass is transferring to your ear, and part of the reason why a lot of people love it. It's got a recessed 2-pin, and some people have snapped it. Jay Tiss is a reviewer. I'd like to shout him out and say my apologies to him. He's being taken care of. Waiting for 3 months or 2 months to get it, and then switching a cable, something very simple that we all do, and then it breaks. I think I'd have a meltdown. He was super cool about it. He's a reviewer. He could jump on YouTube immediately and say, F this company, just absolutely explode. Everybody that's ever bought something would totally understand, but he said, I don't want my emotions to get into my video, so I'm going to hold off on doing that. So Jay Tiss is somebody that you should pay attention to. This was a moment for him to get upset and to put that on the internet, which is totally legit, but he decided not to do that to himself and to freak people out. I'm the collaborator. This is my job. J.S. Miller shouldn't be giving me hints of what to do. I just wanted to wait until I got a map to the disaster, and also take responsibility because it's got my logo on it. The buck stops with me too. I can't do anything. There's no excuse, but if I could, I would. Believe me, I have been absolutely melting down in DMs with people that I like. So, love the set. I'm happy with the way it came out. If you bought it from Linsole and it's in stock, if you bought it from, I'm not directing Linsole, they're shipping it to people. People are getting it. Bloom Audio has shipped it and they got it. And the Hangout, people are getting this set. They're out there, but they don't seem to be coming from Fat Frequency. So I'll leave this at that. I want to do a video soon and say that everything was taken care of and it fell apart here. And please, because this has been resolved, let's redirect ourselves to Fat Frequency because it's a company that I want to continue to support. And I'm not pulling my support right now. I'm just giving you a heads up to say, purchasing directly from them right now in November, from the launch till right now, there's something not acceptable, and I don't know what that is, and that's as much as I can say. Just don't buy directly from them at this stage until they address what was the problem and that it has been resolved. I can't tell you what that is, and I'm sorry about that. That's it. You guys have a good weekend. I'm sorry if you've been waiting for a long time and you've been watching my channel for years. You make up a bulk of the people that bought this item. Now I'm talking to my audience. You guys have been watching me for years. I'm a flawed person. I get very emotional. I freak out. I get angry. I talk about the problems within the hobby. How you can predict how somebody's going to like a certain thing and they're not going to like another thing because of who they usually get stuff sent from. Collabs will be covered by certain channels but not others because they're friends with that collaborator, not with others. There's lots of things that go on in this hobby and we all see it and we all know it. The subjectivity of this hobby that is based on music makes a giant gaping hole for bullshit to come screaming in. People that should never, ever, ever, ever be advising people on how to spend their money about audio gear are doing it as we speak today. And they're doing it and they're in other people's DMs and they're sliming on other reviewers and they're doing all kinds of shady stuff. You guys know how this hobby goes. This is about the music for me. It's always been about the music. I always tell you why I like something and why I don't like something, and that it might be for somebody else. I'm going to continue to do that, and Fat Frequency is one of those companies that I really like, and you guys know that right now. Pause for them until told otherwise, and I will let you know when that comes up, and I apologize, and I appreciate the trust that you've shown for years. You're really the meat of that wave that hit them. It's not people on Headfi, and it's not people on Hi-Fi Guides or Discord. It's not that we're talking about a few hundred people really that migrate from one, they're on Discord and then they go to Hi-Fi Guides and then they go to Headfi. It's the same people. That's not a problem, but that's the tip of the iceberg when you do big sales. Most of the people that bought Crinical's collabs don't exist on forums and Discords. A majority of them are elsewhere. They're just regular buyers that got recs that they trust from people that they trust. I'll let you guys go. I'm sorry that this road bump hit you because this waiting sucks. I hate it a lot. I'll let you guys go. And come on, let's go. And I'm out.